So, for the purposes of our recording, can you say your name and what you do?
My name is LaMarr. I am the voice of Brainiac. That's not the voice of Brainiac. That was just a voice I just for no apparent reason.
Well, I'll start with a question.
Nope, you can.
I'm going to. During the panel, they were getting into a little bit about how you're voicing different Brainiacs, and there are little nuances. I wonder if you can elaborate on that, and if you think most people will be able to tell the difference, if it's kind of an inside joke.
Well, it's funny because Brainiac is a machine, and he's mass-produced. And he is mass-produced himself because he needs help. But yes, main Brainiac is Brainiac 1.1, and everybody else is 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and they are under him. And being Brainiac, he's not a nice boss, and them being Brainiacs, they're not good employees. So he comes in with the ship. It's like, oh, you dented the ship again. Be quiet. Just get it ready for me. And so it's just like all of this sniping. There's not really different personalities as much as there are just different statuses. But there's definitely a couple of Brainiacs that are just a little more disgruntled than others.
So what is it like working with yourself in the movie? Because basically they are interacting with each other. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's fun, especially because the voices are the same, and you just get to play with it. Well, hey, what are you talking about? And yeah, it is that sort of schizophrenic.
I mean, based on what you're doing here, you do it in one take. Then I guess not like one take, but like you record it all at the same time.
Because the voices aren't different. Like there was, I used to work on shows Static Shock and Justice League, and there were some crossover episodes. Like my character John Stewart, the Green Lantern from Justice League, guested on Static Shock. That is very different because John Stewart is down here, and Static Shock is up here, and so having to do the scenes where those two were talking to each other. That we had to do a couple times to make sure that the static voice didn't start to drip down to okay. Sorry, but because the Brainiacs are all the same, it's simply a matter of saying the right line.
I was curious, were there any specific Brainiac stories that you read or cartoons you watched to learn about the character?
Dude, I'm old school DC. I'm OG. I don't need to read it.
I know, but like favorite Brainiac stories.
Well, the funny thing is, this version of Brainiac is so unlike any other version. I mean, and there have been a few versions.
You mentioned him being a machine in this movie, and in the comics a lot, he's usually an alien.
But he's always a computer.
Yeah.
Although, I guess
it's like a hybrid kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the computer brain is 20th level or whatever. In this one, it's he's far less organic.
Okay, yeah.
And they're playing him more. I mean, of course, it's Lego, so everybody can fall apart and come back together. But it's definitely, he's basically the Uber geek.
Yeah.
I am the collector, and everything has to be shrink wrapped and unopened, including the box of candy.
How's the fan appreciation for you as a Justice League alumni to come back and do a Brainiac voice this time?
I don't know. We'll see. I think this is the first time people are finding out that I'm doing it. I think there's always like a nice association, especially for people who are coming to this movie as DC fans. They're like, oh, he's done DC before. Okay, good. We can trust him. And they've nicely done that. They brought in a bunch of people, like Kari Payton is reprising his role of Cyborg that he's done in a lot of different iterations. He's done it in Teen Titans Go, Injustice, and pardon me, I mean, at this point, Kari is the voice of Cyborg. And I think people appreciate that. They appreciate a certain through line, especially if it's a character that you've known for a while. Like, oh, I grew up with this. It's weird when it changes, And corporations, on the other hand, may or may not appreciate it quite as much.
One of the other things we like to ask is, you've been a superhero guy for a long time, obviously. What are things that you're a fan of right now? What are things you're reading or watching or listening to that you wish more people knew about?
Oh gosh, actually, the book that I'm absolutely in love with right now is not strictly speaking a superhero book.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
It's Lazarus, Greg Rucka's dystopian future. It's just so good. It's so textured and real.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It feels so based in our reality. It's a dystopian future that is nothing like our world, but it feels like it could have been.
Yeah.
Like the original Mad Max had that feel. Like, oh, there's enough stuff I recognize.
Yeah.
But it's not too much. Because if it's too much like our world, then it's just depressing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh god, it could be that next week. Can't enjoy it.
But speaking about books, what stuff did you like when you were growing up?
I was a Batman fan, straight up. Also, as a kid, I think you can't not love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But those were my two iconic things. Which was funny because when I started doing Justice League, of course, you know all the continuity, and I knew about Green Lantern, but I was not a Green Lantern fan. And I think that actually helped, because they were rebooting Green Lantern conceptually in Justice League. So I wasn't stuck with oh, but shouldn't he be a fighter pilot? I think it's kind of weird if he's not a fighter pilot.
Shouldn't it be more like Green Lantern Mosaic?
Right. Oh god.
Do you have any favorite runs or stories on any of those characters? Just from growing up or in general, comic books you like? Kind of a broad question.
No. I'm trying to. Well, obviously, like for a Batman fan, the early Neil Adams run where you recaptured the darkness of Batman, even though he was still in the bright blue.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's funny because like everybody else when they've tried to make Batman dark, it's like, well, let's just change the color palette. Neil didn't have to change the color palette.
Yeah.
I just put him
just
in the
the tone of
shadows.
the stories. Yeah.
No, he's still got a bright yellow thing in the middle, but you're scared of him, aren't you?
Yeah.
That to me was so cool. Because it was still the Batman I recognized from TV, but done in a way that he was so much more powerful.
Yeah.
Than I remember.
Was that your first exposure to Batman in the TV series?
Yeah. I think for because I grew up in the early '70s.
Yeah.
When it was like.
One of the other, I'm sure you can't actually say anything about this, but I'm going to kill myself all day if I don't actually ask. What's the latest word on Samurai Jack?
Oh man.
So we hear something, we hear a new rumor every 6 months or so. I know you can't say anything definitive, but what's the last you've heard?
Well, it's funny. I can't say anything definitive because there isn't anything definitive.
I know, yeah.
No, it's not like I'm being coy.
I don't think you are, yeah, sorry.
It's funny because like people say, I hear a new rumor every 6 months. Like actually, you hear the same rumor every 6 months because for the last however many years, it's been the same thing. I run into Genndy Tartakovsky every once in a while, and he's said, I would really love to do a conclusion to the Samurai Jack story as a 2D animated feature.
That's how you pronounce his name? Whoa.
Yes. Genndy Tartakovsky. And the thing is, it just hasn't come together yet.
Yeah.
Because movies take a lot longer to make.
On a related point somewhat, back in the last decade, you did Jack for a while, and you did John Stewart. And I'm wondering which role you might have found more interesting or challenging, because John Stewart, he's a very, he can be a very stern man and has a range of emotion, and Jack is kind of like the serene rock in a storm, so to speak. So, like, how does that kind of compare and contrast for you?
Well, it was interesting. In the Samurai Jack sessions, it was all about restraint. Because as an actor, you want to go and be big and stuff. Genndy would say, all right, let's one more, just less. It's like, well, he's swinging his sword. It's like, no, it doesn't take him that much effort. And then he gets hit. It's like, well, he doesn't feel that much pain.
Yep.
It's always less. Like, what we decided eventually, it's like sort of like a young Asian Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, cosplay pigeon. Walking around.
Well, that's the Japanese pigeon.
Everything that happens with the samurai is restrained, which in some ways makes it much harder because the show had so much action. It's like, no, not for you. Let's move it down. And less accent, less action, less breath, less everything. Which, when you watch it, you're like, of course. Because there's so much going on that's so subtle. The music, the color palette, the the painting in the background. If I was being all loud, like this it would distract. It would clash with everything else that was being woven together. I mean, that show was literally a work.
I just have a question. Who is your favorite character that you've ever played? My personal favorite for you had to be Baxter Stockman in the Ninja Turtles series.
It's Baxter Stockman. Oh wait, you said that. Favorite character? I don't know. That's such a
He's
tough
done a
question.
lot. So.
Well, that's the thing, and it's been a lot spread out over time. Like I mean, Jon Stewart. I got to be on trial for murder, and have a cosmic ring, and be in a love triangle. A woman with wings, But Samurai Jack, I got to be like the embodiment of the most powerful warrior there could be.
You got a crazy
And I got
life.
to play a Jedi. Like, I don't know, how do I pick one of those and not do the others? No, I can't. I don't know.
Just assume clearly Osmosis Jones.
that one's. Although, you know what? There's always something fun about getting to do Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Because everything you say is automatically funny. I'm a germ inside your body. That's not even a joke. But you laugh anyway, don't you?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
That was awesome.